Hi there. I serve as in-house counsel to one of America's most progressive and diverse cities. I'm going to take you across the bridge and take you to Oakland City Hall. This is our 100-year-old Beaux Arts office building, one of Oakland's crown jewels. It's also a symbol of Oakland's resilience. After the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, it took more than 4 years to fix City Hall. It would have cost less to build a new structure than repair the old one. But city leaders fought to save the old building and make it even stronger. Yet when Oakland residents come to City Hall, they're usually not admiring its architectural beauty. They're usually there for tasks they'd rather not have to do, like paying parking tickets, applying for building permits, and so on. They're waiting in line, filling out forms, eager to move on. But most of us know why such mundane tasks are important. Those tedious to-dos are vital parts of our social contract. They help us protect ourselves and our neighbors. They help ensure fairness and the rule of law. So I've begun to see City Hall as a metaphor for one of America's most persistent tensions, the tug and pull between democracy and bureaucracy. We want government to serve the people, but as our society grows larger and more complex, so do our needs and the agencies that serve them. The truth is, there's no easy way to manage all of this. To balance our social contract with our growing complexity, we need to address something deeper than politics, policy, or procurement. What we're talking about here is changing the very culture of government. And changing culture requires thinking about organizations in new ways that reflect our oldest values as a democracy, like social equity, transparency, and accountability. At the end of the day, what those of us in government want is to improve our communities. In the world of technology, we think of communities in terms of users. And we know that the best technology companies focus on users above anything else. They build experiences around their needs. They make it easier for teams to collaborate and share ownership of results. And they start with objectives, not specific solutions. They don't say, we're going to build a phone that has 5 buttons and a high-resolution screen. Instead, they say, we're going to build a device that makes life easier and more connected for users. They don't say, we're going to build a search engine. They say, we're going to organize the world's information. So how do we both deliver on our promise to serve the public and create leaner systems to do so? I propose we start with 3 simple questions that, if we all remember them, can help us change the way we design government and our processes. 1, am I focusing on users? 2, are we solving for the disconnects? 3, am I serving an objective? In government, our users are members of the public who fund and use our services, and public employees who provide and manage them. As government workers, we should measure our success by how well we meet their needs. Second, we need to solve for the disconnects. Part of this involves making our own teams more collaborative, but we also need to think outside our own teams. Are we bringing together the right technical experts? Do we understand each other's vocabulary? Are we speaking the same language? If there's one thing bureaucrats and technologists have in common, it's acronyms. Third, we need to decide what objective we are serving, what outcomes we are looking for, what defines success. Before we start figuring out how to do something, we need to ask ourselves why we're doing it and what we're trying to accomplish. Details matter, but we can't know where the details fit in if we're not clear on the big picture. Last year, we piloted design charrettes inside City Hall. We looked at how people in Oakland applied for special event permits. We saw how this process, like many other processes, involved multiple departments across the city. And we quickly realized that these departments weren't connecting with each other. The lack of coordination created a lot of friction for people who wanted to do business with the city. We started with the story of blind men and the elephant to illustrate the range of perspectives different people had with the same experience. We asked people from our police lieutenant to our traffic engineer to draw their perspective. Unsurprisingly, 5 different departments had 5 different perspectives to share. We then started focusing on our users' needs and thinking about how to make the permitting process easier and less fractured. And we learned that if the process was difficult for citizens to navigate, it was difficult for public servants as well. We began with the goal of increasing coordination among various departments, and we brought together representatives from each to solve for the disconnects and co-create a new solution. We ended up creating a one-stop shop for event permitting. Now we're testing a portal where people in Oakland can submit permit applications in one place and get a unified response. Whether we're technologists, entrepreneurial bureaucrats, or both, we have a responsibility to ask ourselves, are we focusing on users? Are we solving for the disconnects? Are we serving an objective? And for many of us here who work for municipalities, the answer is especially within our reach. Local government is the most lean, agile form of governance we have. Because good government is like an old, strong, beautiful building. Nothing, not even an earthquake, can bring it down.